What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about a recent episode of the Coach JB show I was watching, right? And Coach JB was having a discussion about Lamar Jackson. Evidently, Lamar Jackson was he was in treatment program like for drugs, and he completed the program, and now Lamar Jackson, Lamar Odom wants to go into coaching. I'm not sure if he want to coach professionally, but he wants to go into coaching. And my thing is, and a part of the discussion was, should Lamar Odom be able to coach kids, knowing that he has a substance abuse problem. Now, personally, I think right out of the treatment program, I think it probably wouldn't hurt him. It may even help him stay clean if he coached maybe like some high school kids and pass his message on to kids about trying to stay away from drugs and stuff like that, along with continuing to participate in drug programs, and substance abuse programs. I think that will help him. It'll help the kids, and not only, and it will help Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom, right? And so, Coach JB and I think this guy name is Steve Kim. That's who it is, Steve Kim. They was discussing this, and so I'm gonna play the audio from the Coach JB show and kind of give my input on what I think about what they had to say about Lamar Odom coaching kids.
Lamar Odom said, I'm going to coach after leaving rehab, after choking in the Kardashian, after doing coke in Vegas off the ass of a stripper. He said, I'm going to go and be a great leader and mentor. I think he goes back to rehab after doing another line. He'll go choke somebody. He'll get another Kardashian pregnant, and then he'll go to rehab and get out again. And then the fucking casual will forgive him like they do with all these idiots, and he'll still coach. This is a mockery, but yet I'm blackballed, and we see so many others coaching. Where are you at with Lamar Odom? He looks healthy, don't he?
So, all right. So that's the thing. I think, right, like I said in the beginning, right out of rehab. I'm not sure if he's far enough into his recovery, Lamar, that he can, that he'd be able to coach kids and stay away from some of the temptations. He got to give himself some time, in my opinion, to to recover some more. I think he needs to give himself some time. Coach JB obviously think that it's not a good look to have Lamar Odom, God dang, Lamar Odom coaching and really working with kids. But let's see what Steve Kim have to say.
He wants to be an NBA head coach. He's not just talking about beginning from ground zero, working a summer league, high school, to college.
So he wants JJ Redick love.
Again, where does he want to start? Look, say what you want about Phil Jackson. He had to start, I think his first coaching job was CBA, Albany Patroons, and he coached in Puerto Rico.
And he did film. I think he did film.
And he won championships, by the way. I think he won a championship in the CBA, and I think in that Puerto Rican league, which was wild. That's some unbelievable fights, won there. And then he was the assistant. He was brought in by Jerry Krause, but people forget that, to Doug Collins. So, he had to kind of start his way and work his way up. I get it. Most of the players that have gotten shots right off the bat, they haven't been perfect, but they've been pretty clean, though, on the personal side. Lamar's had some issues. That's not going to help him. It's not.
Well, he checked out of rehab and is now looking into, I think from what I'm hearing, college first.
All right.
So I can see him, Steve, very simply and very easily calling and having a guy of his HBCU taking over Southern or Jackson State or something like that, and everybody will be in awe, and he'll go coach an HBCU team. He'll choke a bitch. He'll come back, go to rehab. I think that is where he'll get a start, and I think his name is enough to go.
Well, HBCU might take a shot. I mean, you got to get someone that really wants to do the job. And look, Lamar has to realize and show, do I appreciate the grind? Do I really want to put effort into this? This is not just a hobby. This is a job now. This is a profession. It's a livelihood.
Now, let me say this about, I agree with Steve Kim, right? Coaching is a grind, and that might be good for Lamar because he has to do something, number one, that he loved, and number two, that's going to take his focus away from his abuse, from substance abuse. And one, it just, from my experience or from what I see with people who get into, who had this addiction, is like it's a lifetime. You running away from that for a lifetime. That's something that, like, you're always in recovery. So the most time that he could spend focusing on something else, where he don't have that downtime and putting himself in positions where as though he could fall off the wagon, man. I think that might help him. But you do have to consider, like, do people really think that he is a strong enough role model that they want him around their kids?
Are you willing to work 16, 17, 18-hour days to travel? Okay. And then if you get to a college that really can recruit, are you willing to put the time in, or are you just going to stay in your living room and do Zoom calls? You got
to be that's pretty fucking privileged now. I'll be honest. I couldn't imagine walking out of fucking rehab and getting a gig.
I'm sure there have been coaches that have had issues.
I mean, I had to fight felony case.
I think the basketball player out of Maryland, who came out of Maryland in the 70s, I think his name was Lucas. Is it John Lucas? It's something Lucas, but he had a substance abuse problem, for years coming out of Maryland, right? And he even had like a rehab facility that's named after him. And he helped other people who had substance abuse issues, right? He also had a son who played college basketball. I think his name was John Lucas. He was a really good basketball player out of Maryland. But now look, the thing is, and people are not wrong for questioning him. And that's the thing with having this type of problem that he had. He's going to constantly be, people going to question him. So he's going to definitely have to prove himself. But let me get back to some more of what Steve Kim and Coach JB said.
I ain't sniffed a job, but he'll go straight out. I mean, he can fucking.
Well, let's see who offers him. It's not like he's lined up for 10 jobs here, So I don't know, but I mean, for him, you got to, number one, he was always an intelligent player, versatile, could play different spots.
Oh yeah, I love.
Didn't make a lot of mistakes out there, but again, are you actually willing to put time in to do the little things? I mean, I share stories of like this coach started by charting plays, cutting up film, or when a guy wanted to put up shots 3 hours before the game, they'd rebound for the star player as they put up 500 jump shots. Are you willing to do that? And, if you look at the, like Bobby Hurley got let go yesterday.
Yeah, Arizona State, 11 years.
11 I didn't know he was there that long. You look at a lot of the former players, Chris Mullen at St. John, Georgetown with Pat Ewing, Juwan Howard at Michigan. It's not been a great track record.
Nope, there isn't. You got Vic right now. Did he win a game?
Did they?
Maybe. I think they won one or something. You got a lot of guys out there, so I don't know.
And Marshall Falk's now got a job, and it's funny because people say he's not tweeting about it. He's not putting anything up on social media.
All right, so just imagine Lamar Odom getting a coaching job at college, and he's in competition with other head coaches in colleges, right? This is something that they're going to and those coaches are going to use that to their advantage. I mean, they're going to be like, do you really trust your kid with him with some of the struggles that he had, and they're going to use that against him. So, like I said, or maybe he should start out in a position like as an assistant at a college or something like that. And I think then once he do that, start out as an assistant, but as a head coach, when he don't, and number one, he don't even have any experience as a head coach anywhere, college, high school, college, or anywhere else. I think he should go and be an assistant coach and work his way up like that. Because if he try to be, he go directly to head coaching for anybody, whether it's a high school or a college, man, I think, it might be too much pressure for him, or this might be an escape for him. But it'll be hard to say, I don't know. I think Coach JB probably, it sounds like he have more of a problem with not Lamar Odom and his substance abuse, but like him getting the opportunity in general without paying his dues, thinking that because Lamar had a successful NBA career, that he'll be able to walk right into a coaching job, right? Which that right there, I wouldn't be so much concerned about the fact that he had a successful career and he's a named coach, but see, he's also a named coach with a past. So he'll probably have to work, like I said, work his way up as an assistant first before he get an opportunity to coach. And people got to see that he is, he's serious about his sobriety. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a message. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.